Does the Bible say Jesus was the first creation of God? Absolutely not. In Colossians chapter 1 verse 15, we read, "He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation." Listen to that carefully. This verse doesn't mean Jesus was the first thing God created. The word firstborn is highlighting Jesus' preeminence, his authority, and his supreme standing. It's not saying he was a created being. When you understand how the Bible uses the word firstborn, it all makes perfect sense. In Jewish society, the firstborn son held a position of great honor and responsibility. Let me explain. The firstborn received a double portion, that is, twice as much of the inheritance. This wasn't just about getting more wealth, but rather showed he had the responsibility to manage the family estate and to care for his relatives. In Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 17, we read, "But he shall acknowledge the firstborn, the son of the unloved, by giving him a double portion of all that he has, for he is the first fruits of his strength." The right of the firstborn is his. The firstborn also became the leader of the family when the father died. He had authority over the household and was responsible for the well-being of everyone else. And before God set up the Levitical priesthood, the firstborn of each family served in a priestly role, leading the family in worship and standing before God on their behalf. Now, keeping all that in mind when Colossians calls Jesus the firstborn of all creation, it's not saying he was created. It's saying he rules over creation as its rightful heir and king. And if you keep reading, and you should, you'll see that's exactly the point. In Colossians chapter 1, verses 16 to 17, we read, "For by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities. All things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things hold together." Did you catch that? Everything was made by him, everything was made through him, and everything was made for him. He is before everything, and he holds everything together. And this lines up perfectly with the beginning of John's Gospel. In John chapter 1, verses 1 to 3, we read, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made." Now let's go back to the Old Testament. In Isaiah chapter 40, verse 28, we read, "Have you not known? Have you not heard? Yahweh is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint or grow weary. His understanding is unsearchable." And again in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 18, "For thus says Yahweh, who created the heavens, he is God, who formed the earth and made it, he established it. He did not create it empty, he formed it to be inhabited. I am Yahweh, and there is no other." Do you see what the Bible is saying here? Jesus is eternal and uncreated. He has always existed with the Father and the Spirit. He is not part of creation. He is the one who made creation. In Psalm 33, verse 6, the psalmist puts it like this, "By the word of Yahweh the heavens were made, and by the breath of his mouth all their host." And in Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 6, and in many other places, we see the same truth. Yahweh is the creator of heaven and earth. Now follow the logic with me. The Bible says Yahweh is the creator of heaven and earth. And the Bible also says Jesus is the creator of heaven and earth. There's only one way both those statements can be true. Jesus must be Yahweh. And Revelation chapter 1, verses 17 to 18 makes this crystal clear. Jesus says, "Fear not. I am the first and the last and the living one. I died, and behold, I am alive forevermore, and I have the keys of death and Hades." Now, does that title sound familiar? It should. In Isaiah chapter 41, verse 4, Yahweh says, "Who has performed and done this, calling the generations from the beginning? I, Yahweh, the first, and with the last, I am he." And again in Isaiah chapter 44, verse 6, "Thus says Yahweh, the King of Israel and his Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts, I am the first and I am the last. Besides me there is no God." And again in Isaiah chapter 48, verse 12, "Listen to me, O Jacob and Israel, whom I called. I am He, I am the first, and I am the last. When Jesus calls himself the first and the last, he is making a direct claim to be Yahweh. So when Colossians calls Jesus the firstborn, it's not talking about him being created. It's talking about him being the heir, the leader, the supreme ruler over all creation. He is the one with all authority. He is the one with the right to inherit all things. Therefore, this passage isn't saying Jesus was created. It proclaims his supreme and eternal rule over everything. It shows that Jesus is Yahweh, the eternal creator, who holds all things together and is king over all.